Located on the opposite side of the Pantheon and a few steps away from the Church of Sainte du Mont is the historic public library of Sainte Genevieve. The steps you see here of Sainte du Mont have become somewhat famous after Woody Allen chose this location for his film Midnight in Paris. However, perhaps lesser-known Bibliothèque Sainte-Geneviève also has its claim to fame in film, being one of the locations for Martin Scorsese's Academy Award-winning film, Hugo. The public university library now holds 2 million documents and the magnificent cast iron ceiling of the two-story reading room. It is nothing short of breathtaking. Many sketches and reports for the construction of the library revealed that it was the architect's intention to isolate the building from its immediate context. Okay, so this library, although it is public, it is known to be the main library for students and academics of the Sorbonne University. Between 1838 and 1850, the Sainte-Geneviève Library was designed and constructed under the direction of the architect Henri Labrouste. The vast collection of the Abbey of Sainte-Geneviève was in need of a home. He was given the project in 1838, but construction did not commence until August 1843. Overall, he had a functionalist and educational approach. Historians agree by stating, "It represents the fullest expression of the radical turn he gave to architecture as a form of structural rationalism." The building was complete in December of 1850 and opened to the public on February of 1851, and it became part of the Romantic movement. The exterior of this Parisian library is plain in comparison to the interior's expression of detail in the ironwork and masonry, which is due to Labroutouste's prior studies of Roman architecture. The names of 810 illustrious scholars are inscribed in the building's facade. It is like a catalogue to show the prestige of the university. When developing his design, Labrouste added the leafy garland band above the windows on the first level exterior, nearly identical to the band of the Pantheon, as a gesture of respect to this neighboring monument. The iron bolt heads assert a sense of physical reality that disrupts that decorative fiction of a facade. This large building, 278 by 69 feet to be more specific, is a two-storied structure. Its simple name and scheme, the lower floor is occupied by stacks to the left, rare book storage, and office spaces to the right, with a central vestibule and stairway leading to the reading room, which fills the entire upper story. The structure of this reading room is simple, cast iron ionic columns dividing the space into twin aisles and supporting open-work iron arches that carry barrel walls of plaster reinforced by iron mesh. The glass and iron reading room have been described as magisterial. Modernists have always revered this architectural aspect of the library for its construction of high technology into a monumental building. It is the first public building to have a frankly exposed structural iron frame. Wrought iron and cast iron used to create structural and aesthetic effect in engineering work since 18th century, were still widely regarded as unsuitable for architecture. That was despite the many advantages. To mention a few, they were incredibly strong in compression, non-combustible, and inexpensive. Besides all this, their properties allowed the combination for visual lightness and natural illumination. The relationship between construction and decoration could be achieved in a new, materially grounded way, thanks to the steel columns. We have to take into account that at the beginning of the 20th century, there was a modern movement, a revolution against the neoclassicism from the past that trace its origins back to the Renaissance. New materials emerged at this point, iron and reinforced concrete to name a few. That is why it was essential for Labrouste to portray this new era through this building. This new style develops on the split between reason and emotion, construction and decoration. The classical system of representation had lost vitality and conviction due to the period's lack of faith in the illusionistic power of the decorative essence of the classical period. People needed a new way of perceiving life. Three drawings of Labrouste illustrate his awareness of the issue. One is a partial elevation and section, the second, the final study for the ironwork of the reading room, and the third, a stereomy of the building's upper story. The Bibliothèque of Sainte Genevieve and the expression of the real elements of construction and function on the exterior building produced a new type of relationship, interior and exterior, that entitled a new way of reading buildings. In the Bibliothèque of Sainte Genevieve, the surface is read as flat, diagrammatic, and lifeless. This juxtaposes with the seek for depth and perspective used during the Renaissance. Instead of scanning the surface and imagining a sense of depth within it, one reads through the surface to the building's real depth. An active intellectual process of relating exterior to interior replaces the more submissive, empathic experience of sensorial pleasure and satisfaction. There is an active engagement. The viewer comes to realize the difference between interior and exterior, that relationship that provides a new and radical sense of transparency.